All right. So now we're going to move on and talk about the app.
Oh, man.
The app is your lifeline on the ship.
Yes.
It is where you will see times for shows. It is where you will see menus. It is where you will book things. It will tell you what stops we're doing. The app is where you live.
Right. I've seen a lot of complaints.
Yes.
Not only about the app itself, but also the fact that Virgin leans into an app so much. And quite frankly, I'm not super young, so I may be in the part of not liking technology so much, but I love technology. And I love that I can just look on my phone and don't need to be tracking some piece of paper or going somewhere to find the information. So the app is amazing. From the moment that you book your your voyage, you should download that app because you're going to start seeing things in the app. If you're traveling with people, you can connect yourself through the app.
Mhm.
So when it comes time to book things, you have your whole group there. You tap tap tap, select the time, and you book. And like we mentioned at the beginning of our video, it's used for your embarkation stuff. So you need it. I don't know if there's a way around it, honestly. Unless you don't do anything and then you go to that other line at embarkation. But you need it because you need to do all of your documents in the app.
Yes. The app can be wonky at times.
It can,
It is
100%.
It's an app. A lot of apps can be wonky at times.
Yes.
One of the things that we had an issue with the first time on the cruise was connecting to the Wi-Fi correctly.
It was user error.
It very much was user error. I do feel like they could use a bit more explanation in the app to tell you how to correctly
They did give
do
us
it.
a card when we embarked, though.
Okay. Again, user error, y'all. We're telling you this so that you don't have to experience it. So yeah, once we were actually able to connect to the Wi-Fi the correct way, the app pretty much worked seamlessly.
Yeah. I wonder if that's some of the issues people have with the app is that they're not fully connected to the Wi-Fi.
Right.
The correct way.
And if you're having issues with it, I suggest going to Sailor Services.
Go down Sailor Services.
They are very nice. They're very friendly. There's like a QR code that you can scan to connect to the Wi-Fi as well, and they will help you out if you can't figure it out.
They'll walk you right through it. Yes.
But the app is amazing because Virgin does things differently, and some of the little sayings and the way they phrase things in the app and the little animations they have to go along with it just also elevates the experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I enjoyed the app. Yes, it is wonky at times. But just close it out, shut it off, turn it back on. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm sure their technology is evolving. We also have to know that Virgin is still fairly new to the game. I want to say 2020 was their potential first launch, and we know what happened
yes.
in 2020. So they really have only been voyaging since maybe middle of 2021. So they are working on things.
Yeah.
And they are actively working to the point where you get a survey. And I don't know if this is where we're talking about that.
We can talk about it.
You get a daily survey. You get a daily survey through the app to see what your experience is on Virgin Voyages. Sometimes it's specific to bars or entertainment. Sometimes it's just tell us what's going on. How are you enjoying your voyage? So the app is great. I liked it. It's how you book your restaurants. It's how you book your shows that require reservations, fitness classes. If they make any updates to the entertainment, it's in the app. They do print out a daily schedule if you need that, if you prefer to have that paper. You just need to go pick it up at Sailor Services, where I believe certain places around the ship, I think I saw it at the coffee place.
I think it's at the coffee shop as well.
They have copies there, so you can pick it up. But Virgin is about sustainability as well. So you will not see a ginormous amount of papers being thrown in your cabin with a schedule or a spa sale. That is all through the app.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm going to go back and talk about that survey that you get daily. If you meet someone and they're engaging, and this person has made your voyage better. Remember their names and put them in the survey, because we did that. Not beknownst to us that they get to see those. They get the feedback from the higher ups. And because we went into Razzle Dazzle for the second time, and the hostess was like, "You were the one who said all those nice things about Stefan, and King," and we were like, "Wait, what?" It was like they get the feedback, and it was just a way, I guess, for us to get back to them, because they were giving us such great service, and that made them feel better and wanted to engage more, and it just heightened the experience. I love that it's not, let's wait until the end of the cruise to get feedback from you, because if something went wrong that day, you could put it in that survey. You may get contacted by Civil Services. I don't know to what extent the reviews go, but it was just great to know that our hostess, because she got one, the people that we met in Razzle Dazzle got it, and like they get that feedback like immediately.
Yeah,
love that.
So the app is the app. It is the cruise. The voyage is very dependent on the app. So get yourself mentally ready for that if you don't believe in apps. I know I've read people that are coming from other cruise lines and say, when I board the ship, I turn off my phone. How are you taking pictures? Okay, I don't see very many cameras being dragged around cruise ships anymore. So just live into the moment with the app. I know I've read news stories where they are working to actively improve the app. As with all technology, technology is technology, and it's something that's being used daily on board the ship. So there may be some challenges on there, but you do need the app.
All right, so that was the app. Next, we're going to move into ship areas, give you a little overview of some of the places on the ship that we thought were cool, and just give you a little overview of that. So first up, let's just talk about the deck area, where the pool is.
Okay.
The deck. Sorry. So I've seen a lot of complaints about the pool area. Some people think that it is too small of a pool for the size of the ship that it is. I am not a pool person on cruise ships. That's just me. And you may be. They do have a large pool on, I don't remember what deck it is, but they have a large pool. The outside of the pool is kind of shallow and walkable, and then in the center it's deeper, for swimming purposes or whatever. And then there is
soaking.
Then there is a bar, and then on the other side of the bar is another pool, or a circular pool, that is more loungy.
It's got like these X's, and it's just like seating inside the pool.
Yeah.
So you can like vibe there with a drink or whatnot. I understand people's pool displeasures with Virgin. But I also can't say that in all my cruises I have seen people actively swimming in a pool.
Yeah, most of the time people are just in it.
It's a lounge. You're lounging.
Yeah.
And I feel like that might be, and I'm not trying to defend Virgin here, but I feel like that might be the route Virgin was thinking. Because even the way they developed the main pool, there's loungers around the outside of that pool. So I feel like they took like a Miami-esque chill vibe to where they thought sailors would be more chilling in a shallow place with a drink, talking to their friends on the loungers. If you really wanted to dip, you'd go into the dip side, or you would try the other pool that they have on board.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. I don't know what to tell you. On so many cruises we've been on, the pools have never been that big. They did have more than two, but they have never been like these ginormous lap pools. So I don't know if it's a just nitpicking Virgin that some people are doing, but for me, if I wanted to get in the pool, I would just probably go to the one with the seats, or just lounge. I like to just put my feet in the water, have a drink in my hand.
So that leads to seating. So The deck above the pool has these cool red, almost like I want to say lifeguard.
Yeah, they look like lifeguard stands.
Yeah, where it's like a cushiony seat. It's super comfortable.
Mhm.
It is somewhere to get out of the sun, but also hang out and vibe because they're usually playing music or the DJ is out there.
Yeah.
It's just they have plenty of seating.
Yeah,
I will say that.
And that's the main area. There's also towards the aft of the ship. There's, I believe, 2 whirlpools.
Yes.
And there's ample seating back there as well, where you can vibe out.
Yeah.
So I didn't see in both voyages. I never really saw, and I could be wrong. I didn't see like a desperate need for seats. Like there was seats.
No.
I didn't see super chair hoggers.
No, none of that was happening. Also, on that same deck above the pool, there is a lot of workout equipment outside. If you feel like working out. As you go further down, there's a couple of swings where you can just relax and chill.
Okay, Jack.
Chill.
Adults can be kids. Adults can be
It pretty
kids.
much is. There's a seesaw.
Like,
it's really cool. And then towards the back of the ship, there's a net. And if you look down through the net, you can see the ocean.
yeah, it was kind of scary.
It's kind of scary, but it's very cool.
It's cool. You gotta get a picture.
Yes, it's very much for Instagram.
Yeah, I think we may show a picture. I don't.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. In that area right there, there's also a bunch of seating. I think that's where the whirlpools are. There's also a bar back there.
Mm-hmm.
The basketball court is there, and above that, looking at my list, above that there is a walking trail, which is separate from like the main drag of where people would walk.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about that because on most cruise ships, the trail is usually in the walking path of other people.
Yeah. They have a cute name for it. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's
Elevated,
called.
something like that. But yeah, you can just walk free without anybody interfering with you.
So to keep it within that realm, on the same deck where the pool is, that is also where the gym is. The gym is separated. There is what?
It took us a while to figure that out.
Oh yes. So there's on one side is where all your cardio equipment is. So your treadmills, your bikes, all of that is over there.
Yeah.
All of that is on one side, and then on the other side is where all of your weights are, your free weights, your machines, everything on that side. I appreciated that it was separated.
Mm-hmm.
It did take us a minute to find it.
Yeah. We went into the weight part, and we're like, how do we get to the cardio? Because it's literally like cressing around the ship.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, at the end of that wall, it just leads to the pool.
Yeah.
So beautiful views of the inside of the ship and
the outside. Yeah, because you can see the ocean from both of them, and then on the other wall you can see the pool area.
Right.
So it's very cool. Yeah, I love the way they did that. They also have fitness classes. We didn't take one of the regular fitness classes. Right. We will get to the other one that we took later in another video,
which are included on most cruise lines. You have to pay
extra
for fitness classes.
But if you sign up in your app, you should be good to go.
Get it. You see it, you want it, you get it.
There's yoga classes. There's
spin
HIIT classes.
HIIT.
Any class workout that you can probably think of, they probably offer at some point during the voyage.
Which I thought was like, okay, Virgin, you're over here telling people to work out. And they were surprisingly busy. The classes were busy.
Yeah, the classes actually book pretty fast.
So I don't know, I guess because it's free, people are more
inclined to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of our other favorite spaces, the coffee shop. I don't remember what deck. Y'all forgive me. Us. But the coffee shop is very cool. There is pastries. You can go up and order whatever coffee you want. Next to it is lots of lounge seating. They also have high tops. I saw people working, having coffee, got their laptops out. Again, the Wi-Fi is free. And even if you want premium Wi-Fi, I think it's only $40 for the voyage, which
is $10 a day.
Super cheap.
Very cheap compared to other cruise lines.
And let me tell you, like, while we're talking about it, the Wi-Fi is very capable. We have used Wi-Fi on other ships, and you know how spotty it can be. This Wi-Fi is very capable. The free Wi-Fi.
Which confuses me because a lot of people complain. If you do your research, you're going to see a lot of complaints about the basic Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. We experienced it on a semi-empty ship and a full ship, and
it was flawless.
It was flawless because we had access to premium, but I did switch back and forth just to get a vibe for it because I wanted to see what it was like. And honestly, when I was on basic, I didn't have any issues.
No. And the only real difference between premium and the basic, the premium allows you to stream like YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the free Wi-Fi worked fine.
And just back to the coffee shop.
Yes, sorry.
The coffee is paid for. It is not included. But if you have a bar tab, we learned, and we'll talk about that later, you can use it towards coffee. The pastries are free in the coffee shop.
Yes. Another cool area is the game area, and I don't remember what that is.
I think it's the social
club. Social club. So they have games on the outside where you can pick
like board
games, Cards Against Humanity, Phase 10. They have old school
Hungry Hippos.
Old school games. On another video, I saw they had Switches, and I don't know if someone brought their Switch, but like that doesn't seem.
No, that was sponsored by the cruise line.
Okay, I didn't see that when we were there. I would have loved. They were playing Mario Kart and Mario Party.
Yeah, it seems like they have a setup to where they bring it out at some point.
Yeah, that might have been
during the voyage, and then you can just compete with fellow sailors.
But you can take all those games, go inside of the. What did you call it?
The social club?
The social club. There's seating there. There's a bar.
Free popcorn.
There's TVs, so they show sports games in there. Also towards the back, they have air hockey.
Free.
The game that you and me play with the little men kicking the ball. Foosball. And then they also have an arcade. So they have...
Free.
Yes, free.
I gotta say free because if you've been on other cruise lines, you have to pay for all that shit.
So they had old games like Mario, Pac-Man. We had Mortal Kombat. I think they had Street Fighter. They have games for you to play for free. So I thought it was so super cool.
Yeah, like it's you kind of think about those are childish things, but you never know how much you miss that part of your life as a child.
Right.
Until it was there presented to you, and you're like, yeah, I do kind of want to play this.
But it's also cool if you're going with friends or if you meet friends on the cruise and you guys want to it's a sea day, you don't really have anything planned, you can go in there and play a card game or a board game or whatever it is and just hang out and chill. And I saw so many people do that.
We did our research obviously before we went, and I didn't know how that would translate. But there was always people in there actively playing games, board games. They also have some other games outside of it. So you throw something. I don't know what it is. It might be in a video. I haven't played that, but people enjoyed that. Yeah. I don't know what it's called though. All right. So if you're tired of games, there's plenty of more to do on a Virgin Voyage.
Yeah. So just some other areas that we'll talk about real quickly. So the back of the ship is basically the dockhouse,
which we completely missed. At least the outside part.
Yes. So there's the inside part, the dockhouse, and the outside part. Yes. The inside part, there's like loungy chairs. There's a bar. You can order small bites. Just sit there and have a good time. You can go.
The bites included. Yes.
I guess they are.
The bites are included.
You can go through the inside part to get to the outside part where it is very nice. Mm-hmm. Plenty of seating. There's another bar outside. You can get drinks in small bites.
It's a vibe.
There's plants, there's bar stools, there's tables, cushy chairs. It's a vibe, like you said.
Yeah, it would be like an outdoor, like if you were at a high-end hotel.
Yeah, it's like a outdoor patio.
Right. Amazing. It's beautiful.
It's really nice. And then we're going to talk about the 2 entertainment rooms.
Sure.
So you have the Manor, which is where everybody wants to take a picture. If you have seen anything about Virgin, then you will know the hallway that's just all sparkles, that looks like it's an endless galaxy. So that is the entrance to the Manor. The Manor is the nightclub staple on board. It is also where some of the shows are hosted. It is very versatile.
All of Virgin's entertainment spaces
are versatile. And we love that for it. We love them for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, like it's nightclub by night. It's a fitness class studio by day.
Mm-hmm. Or it can hold a variety show.
Yeah. Or yeah,
a lot of things.
Like the stage, part of the stage can disappear and it can come back up.
Mm-hmm.
They can reformat the seating in there. They have their main dance area, but what I really like were the outside areas of the Manor.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had like little private areas where you can sit there and talk, be away from the music, but still kind of hear it, but chill with your friends.
Yeah.
It's not VIP. You feel VIP in it, but it's all included. These private spaces are just part of the Manor. There's a second floor to it, to the Manor.
And then there's also a second room behind the first bar that is even more private, where it's like a circular room where it's just lounging, where you can just sit in there and chill. You can still hear the music, and you can still see things, but it's more...
That's literally what I was just talking about, but okay.
My bad. Anyway.
The Manor is great. Definitely get your pictures in there.
Yes. Everybody
loves a picture, a video. We were on Scarlet Lady. I don't think we said that, but the Manor is on every Virgin Voyage ship.
All of them are pretty much the same,
y'all. So everything we're saying is essentially on every ship.
Yes. And then we'll talk about the Red Room. The Red Room is another entertainment venue. This room is super versatile because it can transform into just a pure dance floor. It can transform into a stadium where they have seating on one side or seating on both sides with a stage in the middle.
Or they can make all the seating disappear.
They
it looks like a club.
They have a movable stage. The stage can be anywhere they want, which does happen during one of the shows, which we will talk about.
And there's a second story to
that as well. Yeah.
But yeah, I have never experienced that kind of facility on a cruise ship. I know Carnival tried doing that a couple of years ago. It did not work out.
Yeah.
But Virgin has that down to a staple.
Yeah, it is a super versatile room, and it holds many different types of entertainment, which we will get into in later videos.
So definitely check out entertainment on Red Room. You never know what it's going to look like.
All right. So the casino quickly.
Yeah, if you're into casinoing,
gambling.
Thank you. They have a casino on board. It is not as big as most cruise lines. I don't care because I just go and play a little bit and then I'm gone. But if you're heavy into gambling, they do have slots. They have table games. Both voyages that we were on seemed to be moderately busy. I think it serves its purpose if you're looking to gamble on board.
I mean, we had great engagements with some staff members there because the one lady took the time out to teach us how to play roulette and what everything meant. And she was really knowledgeable and she helped educate us about the game. And we just had fun.
Yeah. So there is a casino on board. Again, if you're expecting a Carnival or Royal Caribbean size casino, it's not there. It's not on board. Of course, remember, it is a ship that only holds 2,700 people. When we're thinking about some of these Carnival and Royal ships, they hold 5,000, 6,000 people. So,
Yeah.
but the casino's there if you want to play. Bring cash because if you use this little friend here, they do charge a percentage
Yes.
for you to use this. So if you don't want to get charged an extra fee, bring cash on board to use.
All right. And to wrap up ship things, we will talk about debarkation. Debarkation is the opposite of embarkation. It is when you get off the ship.
Get off the ship!
The cool thing about Virgin is they let you pick the time that you get off the ship through the app.
Through the app.
Once again, everything is through the app. On our first voyage, we were like, how do we do this debarkation thing? And we kind of jumped ahead of ourselves. And we found it in the app.
We found it in the app. Well, no, first we hit up Sailor Services via the chat.
Oh, yes.
We were actually on the beach in Bimini. But we'll talk about that later. But Bimini, you get Wi-Fi from the ship.
Yeah.
But we asked them and they explained it to us. But then in the app, something appeared that was called, I think it was Farewell Guide or something like that.
Something like that.
We will show it sometime during this video. And you go there and it explains everything about getting off the ship. Mm-hmm. Whereas most cruise lines will throw a big, don't forget to go to our debarkation talk.
Right.
Again, we are adults on Virgin Voyages, and we're going to leave it up to you to read what we provide to you. And then you pick your time for debarkation.
Yes. And again, we told you about embarkation being a little later in the day because Virgin leaves a little later. The good thing about that is you get to sleep in a little later on debarkation day if you choose to do so. I believe the latest that you can get off the ship is at 10.
I think it's 10:30.
Most cruise lines kick you off by 9.
I mean, you got to be out of your room at least by like
8:30.
You can actually physically be in your room up till 10:30
on Virgin.
Yes.
So, and another wonderful thing, no one is screaming. No one is in the overhead speaker. Like it was such a pleasant experience. And debarkation is usually not a pleasant experience. The first time getting off the ship, we picked 10:30.
10:30.
We left our bags outside for them to collect. If you are going to do that, you have to go to Sailor Services and get a tag for your bag. But if you're going to do self-assist, you don't have to do any of that. You just wheel your bags off by yourself.
Yeah. Self-assist is essentially what he said.
Yeah.
You take your own bags. You're self-assisting yourself.
You can also go to restaurants for breakfast if you want to. We didn't do any. We were so in the mindset of previous cruising debarkation that we didn't do any of those things.
Previous cruising, it's like, I just want to get off.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with 5,500 people charging towards the buffet.
And that's the thing. On most cruise lines, like you have to go up to Lido or to the buffet area and sit and wait for them to call whatever your bag tag number is before you get off the ship because you can't wait in your room.
Yeah.
So that was a pleasant surprise. We got out of our room, went to the elevator, went down to the floor where we get off the ship, and literally we just walked off.
Yeah.
We were so shocked.
Yeah. Now, our second voyage, we decided to just roll our bags off. The first voyage, we checked them in so they can put them downstairs for us. But the second voyage, we just rolled them off, and it was just as.
So the second time we got to the elevator, we went down, and there was a line this time to get off. But everything was so well organized.
Yeah.
The crew were directing people on which way to go, what line to get in. And even though a line did form, it was still very simple. Join the line was steadily moving, and we got off the ship.
Yeah.
Now, in March, getting to the port, getting off the ship, going down to customs, the one thing that I love about this also is that your bags are put depending on what level or what floor you were on. Instead of like on Carnival, they use a number system.
Yeah, you pick a zone.
A zone. So this is like if you were on floor 14, your bags are over here where it says floor 14.
Yeah, you're not looking for different zones.
Right. It was so simple. And they had them so neatly organized.
Yeah.
So yeah, that debarkation, embarkation, both very simple processes on Virgin Voyages. Can't say enough good things about them being organized because my God, is Carnival unorganized when it comes to debarkation.
Super.
To me.
And I think it's mostly the people.
That too.
But like when on Carnival, the elevators feed into the line that's getting off the ship.
Right.
Why?
And the great thing about that is that though the elevators did stop on the floor where the line was for debarkation, there was a crew member there directing people to go this way to join the line so that people aren't cutting in front, because this one lady tried it.
She tried it.
She tried it, but we didn't let it happen.
I pushed my bag right in front of her. And she said, "There's a line."
Yeah, girl, you see all these people here. There's one everywhere.
One thing on debarkation is you won't get the information for debarkation until the last day that you're on board, but we learned. You can book your debarkation time ahead of time. If you go under excursions in the app, you can book that time. Yeah, to get off the ship. And they have all kinds of times. They run in 15-minute quadrants. But you pick whatever time you want. Keep in mind, if you're flying back to your destination, even though they may allow you to pick a debarkation time of 7:30 a.m., please be mindful that customs may say, "Nah, bitch." Customs can hold up debarkation, and it could mess up your debarkation time. So plan accordingly if you're flying out of Miami or Fort Lauderdale. Be mindful. That's all I have to say to you about that.
Yeah.
But you can pick your time under excursions for Miami, and that way you'll have your time, whatever time you want. I wanted 10:30 on the second voyage, and we got 10:15 just because people had already booked up 10:30. So that was a little tip we found out on the last voyage. Well, if you can't tell, we are definitely Virgin Voyagers now. There's just something about the vibe on Virgin that I can't explain. It is not for everyone.
No, it is not for everyone. It is for people who are open-minded. It is for people who are engaging. It is for people who are not engaging, I feel like, even though I have seen videos where people who are introverts felt like it might not be for them. That's on you. I feel like you can be whoever you want to be on the ship. You can relax if you want to. You can party if you want to. Or, whatever it is you want to do, I feel like you can do it.
Yeah. I mean, it is literally surrounded on adults. And you be the adults you want to be. You make the vacation that you want it to be. I know I opened the video saying that, if you're a homophobe, if you have issues with inclusivity, this might not be your cruise line. And I still stand by that. Because as you hear other videos that we're going to talk to you about, there's reasons for that.
Yes.
And as much as Virgin is inclusive, it's also inclusive in its crew.
Yes.
And if that bothers you, that may not be a good reason for you to go on Virgin Voyages.
Right.
And I'm not saying this because Virgin's going to not welcome you on board. They'll obviously welcome you on board, but I want to make sure you have a good experience. And if that kind of vibe does not flow with your beliefs, then
it's not fair.
You may want to pass. There's another 55 cruise lines out there you can choose from. Don't fuck it up for the rest of us. Okay.
Yes, and in saying that, I want to say that Virgin is very LGBTQ friendly. I would say a majority of the ship was part of the community. Also, a lot of the crew was a part of the community. So, yes, if you have any of that toxic masculinity, or if you have an issue with the community, this might not be the cruise line for you. If you have, I want to make this very clear. Don't go into this thinking that this is a hypersexual cruise line, because it is not.
It is far from it.
You will hear adult language because everyone here is an adult. You will hear sexual innuendo in some shows, but again, we're all adults. There are no children here, so we can do that. But if that isn't something that is for you, you also don't have to participate. You don't have to go to those shows. Like, if something isn't for you, it isn't for you, but that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the other things that Virgin Voyages has.
Just go in with an open mind, and if a drag queen scares you, I hate to say this, then maybe you don't go on Virgin Voyages.
Or don't go to the drag show.
I mean, the drag queen is present in some of the functions.
Yes.
That are inclusive of the entire ship. And I don't say that to be mean or discourage you from trying the ship. I just want you to have a good experience. For me, we're part of the LGBT community. Even if I wasn't a part of the community, I would be like, wow, to be able to experience this on a cruise ship. And at least 99% of the people that we encountered were 100% about everything that was going on board. That was like a breath of fresh air in terms of vacationing.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I felt like not only the crew, but the passengers or the sailors on board also elevated that experience, because you go on cruise ships a lot of times and people are very either standoffish or not friendly. But I felt like everyone was pretty much friendly.
Talking on the elevators, talking in the room. It is a vibe, and I know we've said it multiple times.
Yes.
Definitely try it out, but I couldn't, in good conscience, not put that disclaimer in there because, it is an inclusive voyage cruise line. I can't say voyage line, but it is not what you may have seen or heard about being a sex ship, people swinging. Is it happening on the ship? Probably, but I wouldn't say.
But that happens on every ship.
Every cruise line.
If you see an upside down pineapple on somebody's door, it's happening on your ship.
Right.
Sorry, girl.
I mean,
that goes for Disney, Carnival, Royal, Norwegian, all of them.
I've heard sauna stories on other cruise lines. It's happening. You may not see it, but it's happening.
Right.
So by saying that Virgin Voyages, because they're adult only, they're about only sex, you're sadly mistaken.
Yeah.
And you will only experience that if you go on board and actually see for yourself that it is not that. Even the worst sexualized show they said they had, which we'll talk about in another video, was not even close to what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for this.
I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite thing about Virgin
Voyages? Just it being inclusive and it being free, and there's no judgment there.
I would say the same, and no announcements. No announcements. I know
and no kids.
No kids. We briefly touched on it, but there's no announcements throughout this whole shit. When the captain comes on, there's something wrong. It's just so you know. But beyond that, there's an embarkation message, and that's it. You don't hear anything else coming out of that unless there's like a crew test or an emergency on board that needs to be handled.
Yeah.
Beyond that, you can sleep in peace and quiet. And you don't need to learn about the spa sale or the 5-inch gold, whatever they're doing. Anyways, okay. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope you'll follow our series of videos.
Yes. So we'll have 2 other videos, one focusing on restaurants and food, and then one focusing on entertainment.
Yeah. So come along with us as we give you our honest, non-sponsored Virgin Voyages.
I mean, if they want to sponsor us, we're here for it.
I mean, I'm here. I can rebrand my whole podcast.
Are we sure? Yes. If we getting paid, sure.
Well, yeah, I'm getting paid. I'm not doing it for free. Are you kidding me? But anyways, we hope you've enjoyed this. This is kind of like our high-level video, and then we'll kind of break down in our future video series.
Yes. So click that like button and subscribe to catch the other 2 videos.
Yeah. Do all those things.
Yes.
And check out our regular podcast that streams on all streaming platforms.
And we
And
post
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yeah, so
So,
definitely check it out. It's always fun. All right, y'all. Catch you on the next video.
bye guys.
Wanna hear you go.